Welcome everybody to another edition of Where Marketing Meets Technology. I'm Small Business Stacey, your host for today, and I have with me someone who has the two things that every small business owner is always asking for when it comes to online marketing. What are those two things? Traffic and leads. So I have with me Lindsey Anderson. Ironically enough, the name of her company is trafficandleads.com. Hi, I'm Small Business Stacey.
I'm Digital Dave.
Where marketing
meets technology.
Welcome, Lindsey.
Thank you for having me on the show, Stacey. Very glad to be here.
I am so glad to have you. As we're recording this, we're headed into the holiday season. And so small business marketers are thinking, online marketing, oh my God, I've got to be online. And, where am I going to spend my time, effort, and money? So you are the perfect person to address that topic. We're going to talk about some Facebook Ninja marketing strategies. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to give a brief introduction about Lindsey and her company. Now, Lindsey, from what I'm going to share what I know about you, but you fill in the missing details.
Sounds good.
All right. So what I know about you is that you were sort of born an entrepreneur. So even at a young age, when most girls are out there babysitting, you are figuring out how to leverage that and sort of manage a team of people and make money off of it. And so, that is like an incredible story that I love hearing. And then I guess kind of like all small business owners, perhaps maybe we start off as an employee and then realize that that's not for us. So you started as an employee, right? And then
that's
realized,
right.
Yeah.
I've had 2 real jobs. Three real jobs in my life. That's true.
Okay.
Real jobs.
And then you were sort of self-taught into the online marketing world where you became a real guru and figured out how to do those two things, drive traffic and leads. And what I also know about you is that you work with your husband. And so we share that commonality as I work with Digital Dave. And maybe as an aside, we should do a separate podcast on that topic, right? And you have 3 wonderful children.
Wow, you're good. You
so
are good.
That's what I could find out about you without reading a boring bio. So anything else major that I missed?
I think that about sums it up. That's awesome. And you and I are both members of Dream Business Coaching, and that's how we met, and we've met in person many times. Like, I consider you a friend of mine, not just, I'm just not on another podcast today. I'm on Stacey's podcast, my friend.
That's right. Well, I'm going to ask you, we just heard about the professional Lindsey, but I'm going to ask you some questions about the personal Lindsey, and then we'll see if we're still friends.
Okay.
These aren't too tough. So my first question for you is boots or sandals?
Sandals, 100%. Although, yeah, definitely sandals.
Absolutely. Would you say you're a saver or a spender?
A saver.
Ooh, good. And would you say cats or dogs?
Cats.
There's no wrong answer.
Well, I'll take the reason why I hesitated is because I've had 2 cats for a very long time, but they both left, and my husband and I just made a pact that there'll be no more pets. 3 kids is enough pets, if you know what I mean.
Right. You're already above the American average. It's supposed to be 2.2.
There you go.
Now, one additional thing I do know about you, Lindsey, is that, people don't call you Lindsey. Everybody calls you One Click Lindsey.
That's
so
right.
How did that name come about?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Stacey, my talent is to drive traffic and leads. And so I had a chiropractor client of mine. We both shared an office space. And he, of course, was like, what do you do? And I was like, I can drive some traffic and leads for your business. But this was kind of a mistake because we both ended up showing up to work at the same time at 8 o'clock. And so after someone gives you money and I told him this up front, I was like, dude, this is going to take 4 to 6 weeks before you see some results. So be patient with me. But every morning after he passed me that check, it was, where's my traffic and leads? Get on it. Where are we at? Let's do this. And every morning I would say, listen, doc, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a few days and some testing and some A/B testing and all those things to get people to make that one click on your website. And once they make that one click, then they will be on your email list. And once they're on their email list, like, you are going to be the doctor for them when they're ready to make a buying decision. So we've got to get them to make that one click. Now, that's a lot harder than it sounds, because you're, like I said, you're A/B testing ads, SEOing, you're A/B testing landing pages, buttons, all of this stuff, irresistible offers, all of this. And so every day my answer was the same. So one evening I'm watching Walking Dead with the hubs, and I had this epiphany, and I was like, this is the change we need to make on this landing page. So I went, wrote a new headline, updated some content, and the next morning we had about 20 leads that came in. We were paying traffic and all of this going to this page, but like, this was like the final amazing thing. So Doc and I walk in, and he says, well, if it isn't One Click Lindsey, we got 20 leads last night. I'm so stoked. And I thought, that is a lot more memorable than Lindsey Anderson. So here I am, One Click Lindsey.
I love it. And everybody knows you as One Click Lindsey.
Yes,
and
they
it's
do.
funny how other people sort of come up with our names, because that's how Small Business Stacey came about, as my son named me that because I was so passionate about small business.
And I would agree, like, knowing you, Stacey, I mean, you encapsulate the name Small Business Stacey.
Aw, thanks. Well, today I'm excited to have you here because I know that you know everything about online marketing, Facebook ads, SEO, landing pages. I mean, we just can't fit it all into the time frame. So I want to get really focused in being able to help the people in my small business owner community really leverage your expertise to help them with their online marketing. Because what I hear people say is, I put up a website. You mean the people aren't coming? Like, sales aren't flowing in the door? So what do you say to that?
Or even worse, Stacey, or even more frustrating, I would say, I think people might be okay-ish with the fact that they throw up a website and no one comes. Maybe. I have had customers be like, what the heck? But I think a lot of people right now, which is why I wanted to focus our conversation on this, is Facebook ads. They'll say, hey, I've put $100 into Facebook. I've been boosting posts. I've been doing this and that, but nothing's happening. Facebook marketing totally blows. I'm out.
Right.
And I think that's a huge pain point for people. And it's true. Like, you can definitely, Facebook can be a huge hole, money sink for people.
Yeah, so what are you seeing out there? Because, you know, there's so many things you can do on Facebook. You can boost a post. There's the ad manager. There's power editor, and people's head just starts spinning. So they think, well, you know, I just throw an ad up there and the people will come.
Yeah.
So can you kind of address, maybe, I know you have some ninja tricks, but what would you share? How does somebody who's looking to get into Facebook advertising, where would they start?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing to know is Facebook is, and they have released this, they are running out of ad space for people. And so that means ads are going to get a lot more expensive because there's limited space. So you, like back in the day when Facebook first allowed us to run ads, you could literally just like go and do whatever you wanted out there and customers would come. But now my biggest recommendation is that you guys have a plan. You've got to sit down and you got to come up with a content plan, an irresistible offer plan, what is your end game plan? And like lay it out. And one Facebook boost is not going to bring customers, but it's going to be boosting that post. And I say boosting because I know you guys don't want to get all technical, and boosting is actually a valid strategy if done correctly. So it's okay to push that button, even though you've heard that it's not. But you got to come up with a plan, and it's long term. These Facebook clients will come from it's a long-term marketing strategy, maybe 3 months, and $250 will bring customers over a long period of time if you're on a budget. Now, if you're not on a budget and you can throw hundreds of dollars at Facebook ads per day, you can get clients today. But most people kind of want to dip their toe in, and I'm telling you, it's either a time or a money thing when it comes to Facebook ads. You got to do one of those. You got to pick. Yeah.
So, okay. So you're saying we've really got to start with a plan. You can't just, otherwise you're throwing money down the Facebook toilet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I wrote a blog post, boost. and then maybe wait 3 weeks till you have another blog post or a cute picture or something and hit boost. In order for Facebook to be truly effective, it's all about marketing 101 that we learned in college, and it's being upfront, in front of people's face, them seeing you all of the time. Brand recognition, you have to be in front of people 8 to 10 times before they're willing to actually buy something, and that's where the plan comes in. How do I get people to see my message, a different message, or similar messages to help them through this funnel 8 to 10 times before they're actually ready to buy from me, which is a lot. And it's a mix of videos and irresistible offers and posts and pictures and whatever else you can do to pique people's interest on Facebook so they can actually go to your website. So
yeah, so you bring up a lot of great points because there's a lot to think about. There is figuring out the targeting. And then, as you mentioned, there's the whole content, because now Facebook offers you a lot of different media that you can do. So again, the small business owners, their head is spinning. What do where do they start? What do they do?
Yeah, so first of all, I've developed a technique. It's called the Click technique that we run all of my clients here at trafficandleads.com through. And you can go to theclicktechnique.com and you can get a 5-day crash course where I literally outline, you need to post this at least once a week. You need to do this. You need to do that. So I recommend going there and following that. But overall, Stacey, what the minimum amount that people need to do, and according to the Click technique, so the first C in the Click technique is curiosity. What I just talked about with content. So you gotta make people curious. You can't just be out there and be super boring and expect people to come to your website. So pictures and being yourself and not being afraid of Facebook Live. Right now, Facebook is heavily weighing those people and those pages that do Facebook Live and is giving them a whole lot more free viewers because Facebook wants everyone to be on video. And so you got to go out and do Facebook Lives. You got to do a piece of content. But if you want a minimum amount, I would say you have to, at a minimum, I would be doing at least 3 posts a week on Facebook, a minimum unique posts. Now, I would post a lot more than that, and I would be what's called a content curator, where you're finding interesting things and articles to post and maybe sharing from other people and building relationships between those. But I would say at a minimum, 3 posts a week on your Facebook page. You just got to do it.
And who do you target those to? To people who already know, like, and trust you, or people who you want to bring in as potential prospects?
Yeah, so the way I like to run my Facebook campaigns, at least for those starting out, is I like to examine the people who like your page. Now, I know there's a lot of pages out there that are like, let's create this liking circle where everybody likes each other's pages so we can get what I like to call vanity likes. And
Right.
That's really what they are. I don't recommend doing that because it's kind of like, who cares how many people like your page? It's a quantity versus a quality thing 100% of the time. So if your likes, and I've had customers who have purchased likes, and those are a complete waste because they're just vanity metrics, right? So if your likes have come to you just naturally, they're current customers, people who have gone to your website and hit liked on your page, and you have like mostly good potential clients on your Facebook page, I also like creating what's called a likes campaign. So this is super easy. I cover also in the Click technique. You go out there, you create a likes campaign for your specific avatar. So women from Southern California who have one child that live in a house worth $500,000 or more. Like that's how, and you guys can do this. You just go into Facebook and you'll see it under this interest tab. It's super easy. And you run a likes campaign, which is essentially getting people to like your Facebook page. After you do that, then when you come up with a really great piece of content, at least one killer piece of content a week, whether that be a video or a podcast or a blog post, whatever, a killer piece of content about your business, you post that a few times on your Facebook, but I would also hit boost post on that at least once a week for about $5 to make sure all of your fans see it. So it's all about people seeing your content. So the Facebook likes campaign is called Top of Funnel. They've raised their hand and said, yeah, I'm kind of interested in online marketing. Sure, I'll join her page. And then I can kind of nurture them through this content and simply hitting the boost post button.
Yeah, that's a good point because, most small business owners think, oh, just because I have a Facebook page, everybody sees all my content because they liked me, right? And that's just not true. Is that correct?
100% true. Oh boy, people even last year it was 10% of the people who liked your page will see your post, but it's way less than that now. So not very many people. So you do have to put some money behind that, but it's not even that expensive. Like my page is about 7,000 people. I can feed a lot of my fans my latest content for like $10. Totally worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reality is Facebook wants you to pay to play.
Yes. And people complain and whine and guess what? Facebook is a business. It's not unlike any other marketing that you've ever had to pay for. It's actually way better because at least you're getting, instead of a billboard that everyone sees, at least women from Southern California are seeing your ad and you're paying for the eyeballs of the exact demographic that you're looking for.
Yeah, it's amazing. And actually, I would love for you to address that because I don't think small business owners take enough opportunity to really leverage the targeting that you can do within Facebook. They kind of just go with the general, like 18 to 65 years old, men or women living in this area. But Can you expand on what else is available to them?
Yeah, so if you do that, you're unable to really target your message because what is your message going to be to, everyone in that age range in all of the United States? So is to have a really effective Facebook ad. So for me, for example, we are really good at generating traffic and leads for chiropractors. So I will go out to Facebook and my interests will be people who are interested in chiropractors that are a business owner, and there's some other publications that they can be a fan of that I know makes them a chiropractor and a small business owner. So chances are they are a small business owner of a chiropractic office, right? And in my ad, instead of being just, hey, all things online marketing, join me over here, it's, hey, do you want to have more traffic and leads for your chiropractic office? Which one are you going to hit like on? If you're a chiropractor, the second one, and it's going to be a whole lot less expensive than that broad one that I just brought up. So you want to utilize those interests and target your ad towards that. Sure, we do traffic and leads for all kinds of businesses, but that specific ad just brings them to the page because it piques their interest because they're a chiropractor.
Yeah. All right. So the targeting is great. And then I want to touch on the content a little bit too, because a lot of small business owners, they just want to, their mindset is sell, sell, sell. So I'm going to put this widget up there and expect 1 million people to order it. And, people, I really love to hear your opinion on it, but I don't think that people go to Facebook per se to buy something. So what I would love to hear how you advise clients in regard to the type of content. Should it be where you're sharing valuable information, or you're sending them to a landing page, or you're outright trying to sell? Let's talk about the content piece.
I love it. So I usually recommend doing an 80-20 split. So 80% is value. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Oh, did you know this? Or like I said, you're curating other people's content 80% of the time. 20% of the time, definitely feel free to sell your wares. I've had people go over on this spectrum and they never sell anything, but they have this audience of hungry people, but then they never sell anything. So you do need to sell periodically, just not all of the time. And people will understand if you've given them that much information. And also part of that 80% of kind of talking about business, or, if you're a plumber, how to unplug toilets, or how to care for your drains, or why not to pour the baking fat down the, the drain and all of this, you want to include maybe 5 to 10% of personal stuff, because people do business with people and not just brands. And so once in a while on my page or on my customer's page, I will recommend put a family picture up. Did your kid do something funny? Maybe you don't want to bring your kids into it. Fine. Are you at the beach, in your office? This is my face, very candid. This is me. I'm a real person. Or, I tripped on the way to work. Look at my broken foot. Whatever, right? It's called social media for a reason. So you do have to put yourself out there. You'll get more results.
Right. That's a great point. And it's so true. The whole point of social media is to be that social, right?
Yeah. And people can see right through it. Like if you're always going out there and you're putting on a tie and you're talking very businesslike, like super snoozer, right? Like boring. People can see right through that. So I just recommend being yourself.
I love how it's a great medium to tell your story.
Yeah.
Every business has a personality, and don't feel like you have to be in somebody that you're not, because it actually comes across the complete opposite.
Amen. Amen. It does.
All right.
So if you don't mind us just following the click technique, because it kind of paints it out. Is that okay? So
please.
See for curiosity. We've talked about content. Like that is the piece that you have to have. After you create curiosity, then they're coming to your website. So L in the click technique is for land. So there's a couple things you guys need to have on your website when people land on your website. Number one is the Facebook pixel. For those who don't know what it is, everyone is assigned this little piece of code unique to their business. And it's this little piece of code you can give to your programmer to put on your website. And essentially is what that does is that allows Facebook to know who has come to your website, and they kind of track them. And it's not like you can go in and I can see, oh, Stacy and, Jim and all these people visit my website. It's not like that. But basically Facebook is kind of collecting these people in what's called an audience. So then I can turn around, and when I'm ready to run ads, I can say, hey, Facebook, everybody who's visited my website in the last 60 days, please show them this ad, because obviously they know you. You can speak to them better. Or you can go to Facebook and say, hey, Facebook, over 200 points of data about all of us. What kind of car we drive, how much money we make, if we're a Trump supporter, like all of how many kids I have. Like Facebook knows everything about you. You can go in and say, those 300 people that visited my website in the last 60 days, make what's called a lookalike audience. Go find all the points of data that match between all those people and create me a lookalike audience of 1 million people. Because in theory, if all those Trump supporting $250,000 households buy or like you or resonate with you, then this new audience will have a better chance of resonating with you as well. So that's why you have to have the pixel on there. If I just totally blew your mind and you're like, too tech, I'm out. I'm telling you, the only thing you need to do today is get the Facebook pixel installed and then leave it till you're ready to be more advanced, because we just want it to collect data as much as possible.
All right, so we have the C and the L. What's next?
And there's a couple things on L. You make sure your website's mobile friendly. Make sure you have Google Analytics installed. Okay, fair enough? Fair enough?
Love it.
Okay, irresistible offer. You probably have had an episode on this. So when people come to your website, only 99% of the people aren't going to call you. They're not going to fill out a contact us form. They're not ready to buy. They're just looky-loos. They're just looking around. So what you're going to want to have is some sort of irresistible offer in exchange to get their email address. So start collecting emails today. So what does that look like? It's 10 ways to unplug your toilet at home today, or 20 exercises that you can do when you're pregnant to ease your back pain. Whatever your customers, your secret sauce, whatever you can give them, hopefully that they can't find just by Googling, make it valuable, make it personal to you, and basically make sure that and offer it to them and say, hey, download this to exchange with your email address.
Right. Hey, can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, I love the irresistible offer. So how do you feel about, an online offer versus an offline offer? But in exchange for the offline offer, you're asking for more data, name and address and such. So does that deter people from filling out the form?
It really depends on the business. So I've had customers, one in particular, where we actually had better luck doing that with more forms, and that they actually received something in the mail. But quite typically, the more you ask for something and the more hoops you make someone jump through, the less likely they are to opt in. However, the people that are willing to give you their address and their phone number and their social security number and their blood type, no, I'm only kidding about those, you know what I mean, are going to be better, more engaged customers. And so I would recommend you just test it, see where your best customers are coming from.
Yeah, that's a good point. You should always test, right? As marketers, A/B
Yes.
testing all the time.
Yeah, because, and even marketers test, like I'm constantly testing. I've been doing this for 12 years and I still get a new client and it's like, okay, we got to start the testing all over because it's a new group and it's a new demographic and a new brand. If I knew all of the answers, like if my first Facebook ads always were big fat winners, then I would be a millionaire and not running Facebook ads anymore because I would know the answer, but I don't. Like everyone has to test.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I always tell my clients as well, I mean, I can be an amazing marketer, but when it comes to online advertising, a lot of times I will be wrong, in the image or the words or whatever it is. So you've got to test.
Got to test. And you got to test stuff that, like stuff that maybe you don't resonate with, but one of my favorite, and this is a ninja trick that I'll actually give you for this. One of my favorite ways to try to gather what the public sentiment is, or maybe get some taglines or cool things to do, is I will head out to Amazon. So for example, I have a client who did social Medicare. Basically how to pick the right Medicare plan and be successful for yourself on Medicare and not get screwed over by the government. And so I don't know anything about that. And so I head out to Amazon because I am not 65 yet, but I head out to Amazon and there's like maybe 20 books about Medicare roadmap, Medicare this, Medicare that. Now, first of all, the book titles are actually pretty decent headlines. Second of all, you can read about the book and that gives you some pretty good information, but where you're going to get the best information is through Google reviews. So people will be like, Medicare is whatever, like it is a slippery, horrible maze of complicatedness. And it's like, oh, that sounds like something I should put in a Facebook ad, because it's coming from the heart and soul of somebody who's literally going through this. So Amazon book reviews are definitely a place that I am constantly going for inspiration.
Wow, and it's free.
Yeah, right? It's free, and sometimes it will literally write the copy for you.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
Because you're using the words that people in that demographic would obviously resonate with.
Yes, or you understand what they're struggling with, or what the book didn't answer, or what the book answered well, or people will just go off on those. And it's like, thank you for this info. It's awesome.
Wow, that's an awesome ninja trick. I bet many small business owners are not using that one.
Yes. And the same goes for like irresistible offers, blog posts, content. Just go out to Amazon and read what people are struggling with and make it into something.
Love it. Oh my God, are we going to have time to go through all these letters?
Yes, we're almost done. The other two are super easy, okay? The next C is for, C-L-I-C is cultivate. Oh my gosh.
Cultivate. Well, that's a tough word. You had to think about it.
Two C's. Screw me over. Okay, so C is for cultivate. Once you get their email address, then you have to continue to email them, right? So you can't just be like, hey, here's your PDF. Let me know when you're ready to do business, because they'll immediately forget. So utilize this email address and email them you need to email them a series. Like basically, hey, did you get that PDF? Did you see this testimonial? That PDF was so cool, wasn't it? Like all these things you should be like, you should make an appointment with me and do your whole sales thing in maybe a 5 to 7 step email sequence. Mm-hmm. But after that, at least once a week, be emailing them. Okay. And that's that piece of content we talked about in the first step. Just email them. Hey, thought you'd want to know what was going on with the Traffic and Leads podcast this week. Here's our latest episode. Send. So your email, your name is showing up in their inbox. They don't forget about you. So when they are ready to make that buying decision, you're top of mind. Cultivate.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's so important because we're all so time starved. And so, small business owners are complaining about lower email open rates. But I can tell you, we can both resonate with Jim Palmer, right? He's our business coach.
That's right.
And, I don't read every email that comes in to my inbox, but he is hitting every single day, and you see the name, when you open up the box. And so it's like a subliminal thing. So when you are continually dripping on people, although they may not necessarily open it, again, you're staying front of mind.
Yep, I totally 100% agree with you, Stacey. If they're not unsubscribing, and of course some of them are going to go to spam, but in general, like, throw it away. At least you saw One Click Lindsey in your inbox today. Like, you're going to remember I exist. And same with current clients, right? It keeps current clients close because they see my name in their inbox. Lindsey is still in business, working, and on the cutting edge. Like, it keeps clients close as well. So yes, 100%. And my ninja trick for that, for one more thing, is I know it can be unsettling, especially if you're first starting in email marketing, when you get those unsubscribes. But I mean, it happens every week. Every time you send something, everyone, even like the most amazing and interesting online marketer, will get unsubscribes every time they send something. You don't need that negativity in your life. I understand that. And it kind of bugs you. Why don't they like me? I recommend like sending those unsubscribe notifications to that Hotmail account you set up in high school. Just like send them over there. You don't need to see them, but just know it happens to everyone and it's fine. More room for people that actually resonate with you.
Yeah. Hey, One Click, I have a question for you. So there's two ways to approach email marketing. There's the single opt-in where they'll automatically start getting the content, or the double opt-in where they have to confirm before they start getting the emails. Do you have a professional suggestion regarding that?
Honestly, so the right answer is double opt-in. So, you really want my PDF? Make sure you click on this link and make sure that you are you before I send it to you. Yeah. That's my professional answer, and that's how I personally do it. However, I have plenty of clients that don't, and it's fine. It's totally fine. So no, I think people will make a big deal out of that a lot, and I've heard a lot of arguments about it, but honestly, I don't care. Build your list how you want to build it. Is that fair?
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, to me, if I'm opting into something, it's obviously then a topic I'm really interested in, and then you're making me go to find the email so I can even click to get the thing, which may even end up in my spam. You could potentially lose me as a customer.
Yeah, I mean, and the argument being, well, if Stacey's not willing to watch for my email
right.
and to click a simple little link that I don't want her, then she's not invested anyway.
Yeah, I know there's two schools of thought on it. I like the one-click approach because I like One Click Lindsey. So.
Yeah, and honestly, I am not gonna. I don't even really consult customers that way. It's like however they had it set up. It's totally. I think it's fine.
Okay, I got you off track. So let's go back to
cultivate. We already did cultivate.
We're cultivating. Yep.
Yeah, and again, like just one more thing about cultivate. So you just want to send them at least one email a week. I say that because the more emails you send, actually, the better. I have at least 2 email lists that I subscribe to that email me every single day, but I'm not asking anyone to do that at least once a week, because if you email them 1 week and then you wait 3 weeks and then you email them, they'll be like, who are you? Like, why are you emailing me? Stop emailing me. You'll get a ton more unsubscribes. So you got to find something consistent and always email them. And that's why you just have to email them that piece of content that you created in the first C at a minimum.
Great. I love that ninja tip.
And finally, the last K, the K is, this is the hardest part, is keep going. So online marketing is such a long game. You implement this email marketing strategy and this content strategy, like especially if you're not putting any money behind paid traffic, it's going to be a long game. So 3 to 6 months, you say to yourself, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to do this for 3 to 6 months. I don't care if anyone likes me or does business with me. I'm okay with it. My budget is fine. I'm just going to do it. You'll get clients before then, but just in your head, be like, I'm fine with it. And they will come. Like, this works. This is the foundation for a strong online marketing.
One Click, I love that, because I love how you're being authentic and setting the expectation, because there's so many marketing Facebook people out there saying, oh yeah, I can get you $10,000 in sales tomorrow. Yeah. And we know that is just so not true. So you're right. It is a short-term, you can see short-term gain, but you've got to be in it for the long term.
Yep. And yeah, you have to be consistent. You have to be really, really consistent. That is more important than anything, is consistency in online marketing.
Now, for a busy small business owner who may not have the time, doing all these steps to the click technique, instead of doing it themselves, could they work with someone like you who can then just manage it all?
Yes. So like I mentioned, the click technique is actually our secret formula that we put all of our traffic and leads clients through that sign up for our monthly package. Now, of course, if you need a landing page made or Facebook ads or PPC done, we can absolutely do that as a la carte. But most of our clients are ready to invest in their long-term success with a strong online marketing foundation, and that is through like a monthly plan with us where we take care of all of the stuff for you and build your list, email your list, and then eventually have such a strong following for our customers we can sell them a lot of things like ebooks or books or consultations or more, just whatever. That's what we do.
Yeah, because when it comes to the whole online digital marketing thing, I think you can just see the steam coming out of their heads. They just don't know what to do or where to go. And my motto has always been, do what you do best and outsource the rest.
I love that.
Yeah. And if you ain't good at online marketing, then go to One Click Lindsey. She is the expert, and she really knows how to get those two words, traffic and leads.
That's right.
All right. So in closing, is there anything else you would advise a small business owner in regard to thinking about their Facebook marketing? Any other ninja strategies?
Yeah, I have a couple of ninja strategies, but most of all, I think I'm going to repeat kind of what we said. So online marketing is a long-term game. You can't just go boost a post on Facebook and think it's going to return 1 million clients, because it's not. But online marketing, Facebook marketing, email marketing, all of this works. You just have to come up with a plan and execute it over a long period of time.
Great. So Lindsey, if people want to get in touch with you, I know you mentioned where they could get that program that you have, but how can people reach you or your company?
Yep. So you can check out my blog where I do lots of videos and stuff like that at oneclicklindsey.com, and you can pretty much spell that however you want. Or you can check us out at trafficandleads.com. And again, if you're interested in building a strong foundation for your online marketing needs, it's theclicktechnique.com. It's a free 5-day crash course in the click technique.
Great. One Click, thank you so much for coming on with me today. I love the ninja strategies, the click technique. All of this is really going to help the small business owners out there with their online marketing.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, this is Small Business Stacey, your small biz marketing specialist, here to help you get your marketing done by helping you become a small biz marketing whiz. See you next time.
This podcast was brought to you by Small Business Stacey, the small biz marketing specialist. Want to grow your business more in the next 30 days than you have in the past 3 months? Get your free marketing plan at smallbizmarketingspecialist.com. That's small, B-I-Z, marketingspecialist.com.